In 2021, the ruling party in West Bengal secured a massive victory. With 213 seats, they appeared to have halted any opposition momentum and solidified their control over the state. But new data models for the 2026 assembly elections show a sharp reversal. Current projections see the incumbent seat count dropping to 119, while the opposition surges past 150. How does an electoral machine that commanded a near supermajority lose its grip in 5 years? This is the result of a structural dismantling of a carefully engineered vote bank. To understand an upset of this magnitude, we have to look past the political rallies and focus exclusively on the hidden electoral math. The first pillar of this shift begins with the Election Commission. They are currently conducting a statewide purge of the voter rolls. They are using the adjudication list, a targeted initiative designed to identify and delete duplicate entries, deceased individuals, and voters who have moved away. The scale is significant. Between 30,000 and 35,000 invalid votes are being actively deleted from every single assembly constituency. Local enforcers utilized these specific deleted entries as active proxy votes, allowing individuals to cast multiple ballots to inflate the final count on Election Day. In the last election, 110 seats were won with a margin of less than 15,000 votes. Removing 30,000 proxy votes from the system removes the narrow margins the incumbent previously relied on to win those tight races. Before a single legitimate ballot is cast in 2026, the ruling party has already lost its mathematical safety net. This chart shows the incumbent's dominant 46% baseline vote share from 2024. To track the collapse, we have to look at where these specific segments are moving. The first fracture is a 2% drop from the female demographic. This loss is tied to statewide safety failures and public outrage over incidents like the tragedy at RG Carr Medical College. The second fracture is a 2% defection from the previously monolithic minority vote bank. This block is splitting, moving away from the incumbent and toward third-party alternatives like the Congress and the ISF. When you combine these demographic losses with the purged proxy votes and a 1% shift of majority voters, the incumbent's overall vote share falls to 36%. In regional elections, a 10% drop across these specific demographics creates a gap that is historically difficult for an incumbent to overcome. On the ground, an aggressive opposition leader has directly confronted the ruling party, challenging their psychological hold over local districts. A significant logistical shift is also expected: the compression of the state election schedule from 8 phases down to just 2. A 2-phase election makes it difficult for the incumbent to redistribute local enforcers between districts to micromanage individual polling booths. Without the ability to physically control the voting apparatus, the incumbent must rely solely on their declining support base. This points toward a specific threshold for 2026. If the opposition crosses the 125-seat mark, maintaining the current administration becomes mathematically improbable. Crossing this threshold often causes floating voters and internal defectors to immediately move away from an incumbent that no longer appears secure. The 2026 election is moving toward a tipping point that will determine the power structure and the governance of the region for years to come.
Hi everyone! Follow me on social media for more fun content. Don't forget to like and subscribe!